going to do some brainwashing before anesthesia. That's where we're going to start. So, the game is to reboot your brains. I only talk to tech language, I don't like to give more of that language with very few understand. So, like she said, I am a stereotactic and functional neurosurgeon. So, people can Google and find out what that all means. The goal is, I'm going to share some ideas and some parts that we have done. Let's go next. The key is all of you are enjoying your life, but there are a lot of people who are disabled. So the question is, the world cannot afford this damage. Whether you are rich, you are poor, you are male, you are female, young, old, you're in a Western country, any country. If you can't brush your teeth, you can't wash up in the bathroom, you can't wear your own dress, it doesn't matter how much money you have. It just doesn't make sense. So that's where we're going to start this whole conversation and end with that. So, let's see. What is this? Cool question. The ice churning is a pen or brain churning is a pen? Imagine. Now, you are sleeping and open your eyes and carefully show the pen. Do you see the pen?
Yes.
No. You are sleeping. Do you see the pen? No. Are you blind? No. Why don't you see the pen? Because the eye is on, the brain is off. Is your tongue telling you very nicely? Or brain telling you very nicely? No. Interesting question. The real telling story comes from a brain telling story comes from. Think about it. What the brain does not know, the eyes can't see. The eyes can't see, and then life just doesn't work. So, the eye is on, the brain is off. Vision is not in the eye. The eyesight is not equal to vision. People say it's visual, not because you got text, because they must see what others can't see. That's the reality. So let's go next. So brain is the interpreter of reality. Reality is a very common word you guys hear. AR, VR, MR, all the R's you guys know. Current AI, ML, everything else. Augmented reality, mixed reality. I come from a word called RR, which is real reality. My patients are real, their suffering is real, my treatment is real, the results are real. Nothing virtual, any of those things. Okay, it's not like playing a video game that everything is damn cool and then you just lose your days and do that. So let's look at some exciting stuff. So this lady, how many of you have heard of the name Parkinson's disease? Yes. So let's see what's going on with her. She had this tremor for Parkinson's disease for 7 years. Can you see? Left hand, left leg. Constantly shaking. I'm not sure you know people around you, father, mother, brother, sister, uncle, auntie, grandfather. You see that video now? Just watch her hand. You see her tremor. And only when she sleeps, it goes away. Others constantly there. Standing, walking, all the time. You see that? I'm burning a thalamus. Until you get how deep I am inside, and then it stops. And that is it. End of surgery. Someone was suffering 7 years. It stops. The burning is 60 seconds at the end of the day. So you see her post-operatively? She's moving, but she's not shaking. That's how it's magical stuff. But the one calls me the guitar surgeon. I don't know how many of you know about that. I'm known as the guitar surgeon. You must be wondering why. So, let's look at this story. This guy is having difficulty to play with his fingers. You see, the fingers are not listening to him. You see that? So anyway, so this is what it is. He's not paralyzed, his MRI scan is normal, everything is going on well, but the fingers don't listen to him. Only when he plays the guitar, otherwise he's fine. It's called task-specific focal hand dystonia. Now you see here, he's trying to type, he's an IT professional, his fingers are bending, he's giving a comment here what he's struggling with. and we're not able to listen to any of these things. So now you see that the finger is not moving. It's not moving, it's not listening to him. It's like, like a stubborn football. You see, the right hand is fine. You see the difference. So you have difficulty in playing the guitar, you have difficulty in typing. When you have difficulty in typing, he came to me. So that's him playing the guitar when I'm operating on it. I am inside his brain. You see the fellow? I'm inside. I'm burning a circuit in his brain. The ventralis borealis nucleus of his thalamus. And as I burn his circuit, you see his finger is getting better. You see? His typing is better. I'm checking all the circuits on table. Instantly, the results are happening. That's what is going on. You see that? That's how deep inside the brain I am. I'm 8 centimeters inside the brain that I can't see. Centimeters, not millimeters. And then you see here, this is after 8 years. This surgery was in July 2017. Now you see his fingers, same 3 fingers. You see the finger control. Everything is upstairs, nothing is downstairs. Remember this. All the chemicals are here. The problem shows up here. But this problem in the circuit is there.
These people become so stiff that they cannot get a foot. So stiff.
She's struggling. Not good.
Can you see?
You can see when you're I'm listening to the sound when he's playing because we want to know the tune is changing. It's very important to know how much he's controlling the string. Okay, that's the key. Now we've got time for this part. Even the powerful one about this. So, have you backed up your brain? Any of you? Think of one of that. But I'll tell you what I do. What do we do? There's a science called functional neuroscience that we are propounding and we are promoting very strongly. We're the pioneers in this. Not structural neuroscience. It doesn't tell which circuits, which memory is there in your brain. If I do an MRI scan, MRI scan just shows brain diagram white line. It doesn't show anything else. If you look at your phone, you see so many apps. The apps in your phone are different from the apps in my phone. But those apps are not shown in the brain. So functional neuroscience is a combination of neuro-modulation that I showed you just now. So I'll be back up the data. You have got back up data from your phone. So how many of you have back up data from it? You haven't, I haven't, nobody has. Imagine something happened to this hard disk. What is your fate? The youngest stroke has seen is 17 years old. So don't think any of you are out of I'm going to happen something not necessarily at all. Imagine, so functional neuroscience is the art and science of replacing files, folders, and apps in a crashed hard disk without backed up data, without App Store connection, without Wi-Fi cloud connection. And that's the work we do, helping patients get back to their life again. So if you see here, none of this is functional neuroscience. It can be healed, it can be revived. This is how it is to reload. Let's go next. So this girl is a story of a 19-year-old girl who had a road traffic accident. Came from Mumbai to Bangalore for summer holiday, sitting in the back seat of her cousin's two-wheeler, no helmet, riding full speed. So this is her story. She crashed her. But the biggest tragedy was she was brought into another hospital close by. She was deeply unconscious. She was so deeply unconscious, one of my colleagues was going to operate her there. She had a 5% chance of surviving. And he gave that story saying that they said, I have to operate her in emergency. So I don't operate, even if I operate, 5% chance. That cousin of course, he was only there because parents called Mumbai. and somebody uncle on the phone said, let her die. If it's only 5%. And my colleague even today says, sir, this is one of the first patients I literally fell at the family's feet to allow me to operate. Can you imagine a doctor convincing the patient's family to get operated? This is her story. It's from, this is how, if you see half a skull is missing there. Can you see that? If you remove a skull, they kept it in the abdominal wall to reduce pressure. So her skull is, see that? The skull is missing there. You put it back here. Slowly woke up after many months of surgery and rehab. Slowly, the brain started rebooting. As we started teaching that, reteaching her how to brush. You see her fingers are still not very dexterous. She still has fine motor skill issues. She's struggling to put the cap back. If you think it's a mundane work for you guys, she's struggling. Just to keep the cap on her toothpaste. Then we're teaching her in the hospital. How to, you see how she holds the toothbrush. Still not in the control that each of us will have. Teaching her, now see her. See the control of eating, socially appropriate. She adjusts the piece of biscuit so that, it's not like a child who's spilling. She's chewing correctly. She's not chewing inappropriately. Then she leaves it back in the plate. She picks up a cup of water. Then she's waiting for her mouth to finish eating. All these are important skills. Don't think it happens automatically. When you were a small kid, your mother has taught you all these things. So all those things have to be retaught to these people. She's waiting, she's finishing, and slowly she's bending as much as required so she doesn't spill. None of that happens automatically. Every small step. WhatsApp may work, but if you try to attach a video, the video may not work. That feature may not work. It's like that. So, she's gone to that stage from somebody who's going to live or die to go to all of those things. She's climbing the stairs. And this was Vidhi before the accident. This could be any of you. Please remember this. It's a very democratic disease, head injury. It doesn't distinguish anybody. The only thing the family members survive is hope. Hoping one day she's going to open her eyes. One day she's going to smile at me. One day she's going to say my name. Can you imagine? Small things like that. They're not expecting whether she's going to go back to college and all of those things. Those are all very, very far away. So this is the key, the matching. So that got converted to a digital twin, which is the 7th patent that we have applied for in neuroscience and AI. A closely matched digital twin when you are well and when you are sick. Because if I get your own digital twin and match it when you are 20 years later, I can get all your data. Oh, like how periodically I keep on uploading to my hard disk or to the iCloud, so that in case my hard disk crashes, I can download all the data back. Something similar to that we're hoping to reach. At least something to know what all circuits are there in the brain to convert the digital twin, a normal and a patient digital twin. And that is the key. The key is to make that happen. Now you see, every patient is unique. Every journey matters. A CEO's journey is not any different from a beggar's journey or somebody who's poor. Everybody is first a human being. We need to respect that. They may be wherever we are in life. Because money cannot buy health. Please understand. Any human being needs 5 things in life, guys. Health, happiness, peace of mind, love, and relationships. And none of these 5 money can buy. Keep this in mind. The people with a lot of money don't have mental health, mental peace. You see this all the time. So you have to think about it. So science gives us the tools. Empathy gives us the purpose. Science is left brain, empathy is right brain. You have to work with both your brains. You can't work with one brain. Together, we create hope. That's the key. Okay, so we spoke about the head injury. All of you say, head injury doesn't happen to me, I'm not blah, blah, blah. This is the Government of India statistics. 1,77,000 Indians died in road traffic accidents in 2024. That is how many? 485 every single day. This is the hard facts, guys. Hard facts. We do not know when it's going to happen to anybody else. If all the people who are supposed to build this country are either dead or disabled,
who is going to build the country? Is a question for you guys. And that number I showed you, 1,77,000, is only those who died on the road or a few hours later. It does not include numbers of those who died a week later, a month later, 6 months later, 1 year later. No such data exists in this country because we have no registries. Next, there is no data to know how many are disabled. NIMHANS says about 50 lakh people between head injury, stroke, and dementia are getting disabled every year. 50 lakh people. Think about it, guys, for going out of circulation. Imagine your phone malfunctions. Somebody will say, oh, I bought a new phone. You can't buy a new brain. Me and my wife, we both studied MBBS from Bangalore Medical College, just down the road here. So we got an MBBS degree for 5,000 rupees, 1986 to 1992. So we may say, we are merit students, we are this, we are that, and all of those things. I agree, I'm not saying no to any of those things. But you know how expensive medical education is. You know how much is the payment fee today? The reality is, if we have got a medical education for 5,000 rupees, it's the public who has funded our education. So if we don't pay back the public, we are wasting our time. And that's what we are doing right now to make sure we get quality healthcare at affordable costs to make it happen. The brain is not that keeps us alive, it's what makes life worth living. Logging out for now, guys. Thank you very much.